Nobody saw this coming. Absolutely nobody. The world's biggest football superstars, with $100 million price tags over their heads, are standing inside the box. They are looking at the goal line, but their eyes aren't filled with focus. They are filled with pure, unadulterated terror. If you look back at the grand history of the FIFA World Cup, it has always been a stage dominated by lethal attackers. The legends who lifted the golden trophy were always the ones who tore nets apart. Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, Pele. Football history belongs to the goal scorers. But here, in the 2026 World Cup, an invisible, impenetrable wall has been built. A massive, dark mystery has taken over the tournament, throwing FIFA's calculations, expert predictions, and billions of dollars in betting markets completely into the mud. When you look at the tournament standings right now, you see two highly unexpected names sitting at the absolute top of the defensive charts. Two teams that the entire world completely disregarded before the opening ceremony: Iran and Cape Verde. Yes, you heard that correctly. A powerhouse from the heart of Asia and a tiny, resilient island nation from the coast of Africa. They do not possess the most expensive defenders in the world. Their players do not all start for Real Madrid, Manchester City, or Bayern Munich. But they share one terrifying, unbelievable reality. Nobody, absolutely nobody, can score past them. World-class strikers are stepping up, one after the other, only to completely fall apart. Crucial penalties are being miraculously saved. Clear-cut, open-goal shots are inexplicably hitting the woodwork. Openings that look unmissable are being dragged wide. Is this just pure, unbelievable luck? Is it some bizarre statistical anomaly? Or is it something far deeper? A dark psychological masterclass, a hidden tactical trap that completely paralyzes the world's best attackers exactly 5 seconds before they take their final shot. In this video, we are diving deep into the darkest, most thrilling mystery of the 2026 World Cup. It doesn't matter if you're a casual fan or a hardcore tactical analyst, because the story you are about to hear transcends the game of football itself. This is a war of survival, mind games, and sheer, unbreakable human will. Make sure you stay with me until the very last second of this video, because by the end, we are going to expose a hidden truth that no mainstream sports media outlet has dared to talk about. The shocking, psychological collapse of the world's greatest offenses in front of these two legendary, unbreachable walls. Let's begin on the left side of this grand football battleground. Look closely at the man standing between the posts for Iran, Alireza Beiranvand. The footballing world first truly recognized his name back in 2018 when he stunned the globe by saving a crucial penalty from none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. But this time around, in 2026, the narrative has evolved into something legendary. He is no longer just a reliable goalkeeper trying to make saves. He has transformed into Iran's wall. In these recent high-stakes matches, world-class national teams have thrown their entire tactical artillery at Iran's goal. They've tried overlapping runs, tiki-taka passing sequences, and chaotic long balls. Yet the elite technical directors of Europe and South America are sitting in the VIP lounges staring at the pitch completely numb. Iran's defensive structure closes down horizontal spaces with suffocating precision. They intentionally force opposing attackers into taking low-percentage, long-range shots. And that is exactly where Beiranvand wants them. With his extraordinary, towering reach and elite positioning, he completely commands the airspace. But what is the real shock? What is the psychological trigger that is breaking these strikers? It's something the television cameras have caught on Zoom multiple times. Right before an opponent takes a decisive, high-pressure shot, Beiranvand looks them dead in the eye, and he smiles. It is a terrifying display of psychological dominance. It's a silent message that says, I already know where you're putting it. In a split second, that subtle smile plants a seed of doubt in the striker's mind, completely shattering their muscle memory and destroying their composure. Now, shift your eyes completely to the right side of the battlefield. Look at Cape Verde, the absolute secret weapon of this entire tournament. This is a team that even the most pessimistic football pundits predicted would be sent home early, conceding a mountain of goals in the group stage. Instead, they have turned the World Cup into a theater of ultimate silence. Their goalkeeper has established a chilling ritual. With every single miraculous save he makes, with every point-blank deflection, he slowly raises his gloved hand, places his index finger firmly against his lips, and commands the entire stadium to shut up. He is hushing tens of thousands of screaming opposing fans, completely freezing the momentum of the game. The tactical strategy behind Cape Verde has left opposition managers completely bewildered. Unlike traditional underdog teams, Cape Verde does not just park a heavy defensive bus inside their own box. They don't just clear the ball blindly. Instead, they actively suffocate the game in the midfield layers. They use a highly aggressive trap, intentionally steering the opposing attacker toward a specific area of the pitch, an area that seems like an open lane, but is actually a mathematical blind spot. The strikers break through, thinking they finally found the golden opportunity to score, completely unaware that they have walked directly into a web spun by Cape Verde's secret weapon. By the time they realize the angle is completely dead, it's too late. The shot is smothered. The opposing teams are entering their locker rooms completely traumatized. Legendary managers are standing at the post-match press conferences, scratching their heads in disbelief, telling reporters, "We did everything right. We had 30 shots on target. We dominated possession." But the ball simply refuses to cross their line. This is no longer a technical analysis. This is an admission of complete psychological defeat. The tactical blueprint of these two teams has turned the basic concept of scoring a goal into an impossible, unsolvable riddle. This brings us back to the ultimate question, the very question that defines this entire tournament, written boldly at the bottom of our screen. Will anyone finally break them? The answer to this question isn't something you are going to find by looking at FIFA's official data sheets, expected goals metrics, or heat maps. The mainstream pundits will try to tell you that as the tournament progresses, deep fatigue will inevitably set in. They argue that a single defensive lapse or a physical mistake will eventually cause this legendary defensive structure to crumble into pieces. But they are missing the grand truth. The true secret behind the success of Iran's wall and Cape Verde's secret weapon boils down to a profound, unyielding psychological law. They have absolutely nothing to lose, while their opponents have absolutely everything to lose. Think about the immense weight of that reality. When a $100 million superstar striker stands face to face with these goalkeepers, he isn't just kicking a ball. He is carrying the crushing weight of global media expectations, multi-million-dollar sponsorship deals, and the desperate hopes of an entire nation demanding glory. The fear of failure is a heavy armor that slows down their reflexes. But for Iran's wall and Cape Verde's secret weapon, they aren't playing with fear. Every single second they spend on that pitch is a pure historical bonus. They are playing for pride, for history, and for the sheer joy of defiance. You cannot break a wall that is fueled entirely by an unbreakable spirit. The 2026 World Cup has officially reached a historic tipping point. This is no longer a tournament decided by who has the better training facilities, the fancier tactics, or the highest paid superstars. This has evolved into an absolute war of mental endurance. If any attacker truly wants to break through this legendary curse, they must find a way to conquer the fear that these two goalkeepers have deeply planted within their minds. But as of this very moment, the mystery remains completely unsolved. The lock has not been picked. The code has not been cracked. We can only wait and watch the next match. Will an iconic legend finally step out of the shadows to shatter these walls once and for all? Or will the 2026 World Cup forever be remembered in the archives of sports history as the year of the untouchable goalkeepers? The world is watching, the clock is ticking, and the wall